I think I fixed it. We'll find out here
All
shortly.
right. Thank God our studio hands on board here.
I
Thank
mean,
goodness.
let's not get too excited right now. We need to temper expectations.
Trying to build you up here.
Oh my gosh, we're doing it. We are
We're
happy
on
TV.
YouTube.
Live.
We are happy on you. I am
Woo,
sending it to the group chat right now.
woo. Awesome.
Hey.
Look at that.
Live and in color.
Love it.
All
All
right.
right.
Cool. So, yeah, so did we have a game this week? Did something happen?
Third, you know, just a little bit happened.
Just a little
Yeah, I
Just a
think
little bit.
yeah, it was something going on. There was something
something
happened on
happened.
Sunday around like
Something.
3:30.
Little gamage.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
these Kansas City Chiefs came in
Woo,
and wrecked shop
woo,
on these Cardinals.
woo. Want
People,
some
we are
birds?
back. It is football season. It is here. The Chiefs, we're dominating. It's about to be another Super Bowl season. I'm saying it right now. Let's go.
Let's lock it in. We're ready.
Let's go.
I
They look
am
so
ready
I
good.
for
love
it.
it. Okay,
They look
y'all
so
know
good.
my favorite thing about this game, just right off the bat. Everyone's saying, "Oh, I can't believe you guys traded Tyreek Hill away.
Oh,
Mahomes doesn't have anybody to throw to.
delicious.
Yeah. Yeah,
How
he
many
had a rough
touchdowns?
time. He had a real rough
Mm,
time with no Tyreek Hill
mm.
there, didn't he? It's
It was
just
awful. I mean, I just don't even know how somebody can handle a
hey,
quarterback with 5 touchdowns. I just
you
don't
know what we should
understand
do?
and can't comprehend how sad that is.
Let's go ahead and pull up the fantasy football game against Raw and my mom and just kind of
Oh,
look at the
oh. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
would you pull
so
up
so had that
okay.
so what? We're looking at a total of 35 points basically from Patrick Mahomes.
And
Um,
remind everyone, Mama drafted nearly all Chiefs
all
players,
Chiefs
didn't she?
players. We had Travis
Kansas
Kelsey
City
out
Beast
there.
Dog.
We had Clyde Edwards-Helaire out there, and then
Ooh, Clyde had a
little
game.
Harrison Butker too, who is a fun little story there. But yeah, it's going great for Raw. Let's just the score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
Kansas
sounds
City
all
Beach
puffed
Dogs
up
gave
over
it to
there.
me.
Man,
He sounds
yeah, Mahomes.
really puffed up.
What he end up walking away with here? What was it? It was 5 touchdowns. Something like 369 yards, I believe it was. No,
I believe
just
it was six. Wasn't
360
it six?
yards. Sorry.
Wasn't it six touchdowns?
Uh,
I saw Brittany tweet out it was like six.
I think he only threw five, and then we had
Okay.
Yeah, he
one
threw
rushing
Maybe,
for
maybe
five.
the
touchdown.
Hmm
team hit six or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, five passing touchdowns and one rushing touchdown. So, um, there's some good plays out there for sure. It's
It was glorious.
it's a good time. Absolutely. It's like I know talking like all throughout the summer whenever we do the whole sign off thing, I tell people to go to look at my Twitter. So no, that's where I post all my hot takes on game day. I had nothing. The Chiefs were perfect this game, I feel,
The
right?
Chiefs really were perfect, and I did not watch at home. I actually ended up heading out to a bar that had the game on, and it did not get to tweet like hardly at all during the game because I was in with company, and I was like, well.
Yeah. There's
But yeah, y'all, other than the fact that like Justin Reed had to really come in and what started as a joke in the preseason, I was like, this is not a joke anymore. This is not
Yeah.
a joke.
Yeah. I didn't expect them to actually pull that out during the game.
Mm-mm.
it's the
He did
best.
good. Proud of him.
It was so great. I mean, yeah, he had that one, what was it, an extra point that he absolutely shanked,
Yeah,
I think it was.
yeah.
But other than
But you
that,
can't hate on him for that. I mean, hello.
no. His
Not at
kicks looked
all.
great. His kickoffs
Hmm
were the big pride and joy I would feel. Because there's always
Yeah.
that concern with, a kickoff if you kick it out of bounds, you get that,
Right.
huge
Don't.
penalty.
Hmm
And he didn't do that once. So,
Nope.
it was great to see for sure.
Absolutely.
And it was,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, we
Um,
are back. And side note, I'm trying to find this on YouTube. Apparently, there's a Kingdom Hearts State of the Kingdom podcast, but that's not us. So I was
Oh,
wondering, I'm
That
gonna take a leap of faith here and say that's probably not our
that
podcast.
is not our
um,
podcast. No, you are
definitely not
correct.
our podcast, right?
That
Okay,
is
all right,
that's
and it's
about
not
the video
mine.
game. So,
Yeah, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck will not be making an appearance on our
oh God,
show,
you know,
people.
I feel like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck could have led us to victory against how poor the Cardinals were. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
I was just absolutely shocked. Kyler Murray finally started to ball out towards the end of the game, but what they only had 7 points throughout the first 3 quarters. Uh, Even the pressure that did get to Mahomes wasn't much at all, I feel.
right.
And he was able to scramble away and usually, do something. Um,
It really was surprising too. Like all the talk in the off season, the Cardinals sounded like they were going to come with it, but there was a couple of teams like
Well,
they weren't the only ones this week. We'll definitely
right.
go around the
And
NFL, but
yeah, and I was gonna say just for the Cardinals' sake, just to play devil's advocate and not puff us up
yeah, let's
too
hear it.
much,
Let's hear it.
right?
Let's hear it.
They had like several defensive players of theirs who were out of the game, who did not play, right? And so,
mhm.
I mean, I felt like we had a stellar offensive performance, of course, but I think also there were things on both sides of the ball where they had several defensive players out. I felt like our defense, our that was an offensive game for us. I didn't feel like our defense had anything that really, really stood out to me. It was like, wow. So I might get flack for that, but that's how I felt in my observation of the game.
No, absolutely agree. Um,
Okay, all right. So it
I
was
think
not the
yeah,
Moscow mules. All right.
no, no, I think it's a good point, right? And it'll be interesting to see not just how the Chiefs develop, but the teams like the Cardinals develop too, as the season goes on, and how they
Mhm.
adapt to those kind of situations. Because it is, what at the end of the day, you're really week one's going to
You're
be
only
your
as good
best
as your
week.
health.
Yeah, exactly. Week one should, in theory, be your best week because that's likely when most of your players are going to be healthy.
Hmm.
That didn't happen for the Cardinals this time. So we'll see what happens as the season progresses. I mean, I think this may unfortunately restart a lot of talk about the Kyler Murray contract, for multiple reasons, which
Yeah.
is going to be very funny. I think.
Funny, not funny.
Right, right.
It's like
Funny
that
for everyone
meme.
who's not him.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Right. Yeah, it'll be curious. Speaking of injuries, though, did you guys see the injury report for the Chiefs today?
I glanced at it earlier. Let's give that a run through, shall we?
Yeah,
Because Butker did not practice, and oh gosh, there was one more who did not practice whatsoever today.
I'm pulling it up
Uh,
right now. So, let's see. Butker and Trent McDuffie both did not
there we go.
practice
Thank
today.
you.
Um,
And then limited
mhm.
was Orlando Brown, Trey Smith, Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Watson. So they were limited in practice. And then the two that Billy named, Harrison Butker and Trent McDuffie, they did not practice whatsoever.
Mm.
So,
And then Mahomes injured his left wrist very early on in the game. Didn't
mhm,
seem to really impact him much, and he was a full participant in practice today. Can't imagine
yes,
Yes,
the
they said X-rays were negative.
yeah, and he
thank
says he's
goodness.
feeling good. The biggest thing that impacts is handoffs. Since if you're a right-handed
Mm.
quarterback, you typically hand off with your left hand.
But
Um,
it sure didn't impact his side sling and slant throwing
right.
during the game itself. So he is a different creature. That's
It's
all.
a
We
force
Absolutely.
know
to be
this.
reckoned with.
It
Absolutely.
was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I would ask who was the biggest surprise to you guys, performance wise?
Clyde, for me,
Yes, same,
Clyde,
Clyde.
same,
Yeah.
absolutely,
right, y'all?
across the board,
Like,
across the board.
okay, and y'all, I missed the very like very very early plays where they literally started with run plays and with Clyde. And so I was listening to it, and they had said that he went 18-yard run, and I was like, wow. So I was surprised, one, by Clyde, and two, not necessarily the player, but by the fact that we really did incorporate and utilize the run game pretty successfully in this game, as demonstrated by
Absolutely.
Clyde's runs. He had two touchdowns, didn't he? Yeah, two
Two
touchdowns, I believe.
receiving touchdowns by Clyde. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. So I was very, very surprised by that. And also surprised that Ronald Jones was not active for this game. So those were my surprises.
Not a non-factor, and then and I'm never going to be able to pronounce his last name right. Isaiah, what is it?
Pacheco.
Pacheco. That's it. Yeah. I mean, I know he came in towards garbage time and got a lot of love
Right.
then, but it's. I mean, do we need Rojo, right? Like
No.
it really seems like
If
we're very comfortable without him.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. It's a hard argument for him. Yeah, like because Clyde looked like how we've been
Want him to
expecting
look.
him to. Right? Yeah, like he was doing what we brought him in for. To kind of be like,
Hmm.
very that Kareem Hunt esque type of like kind of
That
replace the
workhorse.
production that we got
Yeah.
with him. So yeah, and he actually was showing that. So yeah, I was surprised. I was like, okay, Clyde, all right, let's
We see
Hmm.
go.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, One of my favorite stats from this game is last year the Chiefs, and I'm gonna forget exactly where we ranked in it, but we were something like 14th, 16th in red zone to touchdown conversions, which is
Uh-huh.
always a surprise to me that our team with the offense that we had last year, we were middle of the
Right.
pack when it came to okay, we're in the red zone, we're getting a touchdown. Um,
Right.
During the game on Sunday, we were 6 for 6 when we got to the red zone, we scored a touchdown. And I think, if I'm remembering the stat I saw correctly, that's the first time in something like 30 or 40 years that a team has been able to
Wow.
do um, six touchdowns and six red zone trips.
That's amazing.
That is an amazing stat. I'll take it.
I'm
I will
not.
take it.
I'll have to look up to make sure that's exactly right, but it was something just
Okay.
absolutely insane like that, where like wow, we're not just still the explosive offense we've been for the past few years. Um, we're making conversions when it matters.
Hmm.
Right.
On the flip side, though, the Cardinals were 3 for 3. So does that start to raise questions about our defense's capability to make stops in the red zone, or is it just okay? Two of those came when we had the game in hand already, so who cares, kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to kind of go with the second one on that one. Yeah, because those came like those last two came. Um, I know one of them came after they've already cut the game off, so
right.
they're well into garbage time. Um, but yeah, no, I don't take much. I actually thought the defense played really well.
I
Like,
think
and that
overall,
was something I was surprised too. I was expecting, to be honest, and we have the receipts, right? I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a shootout, and
Hmm.
right.
I did. I was
Yeah.
thinking because our defense, they said the rookies we've started on the defense in a while, and yeah, I was expecting. I don't want to say I was expecting like 2018 type defense, but maybe kind of. Like, I thought
Hmm.
it's just all those guys
You're
are gone.
being a little
It's a
greedy because how hyped up our rookie defenders were.
yeah, they were yeah. But yeah, I was expecting something to look a lot worse than it did. Like Chris
Hmm.
Jones looked great. I thought,
Hmm.
Absolutely.
and yeah. That was another surprise, I guess. I was also surprised by the Cardinals defense. I know you said there was injuries out there, but like they left Kelsey open quite a bit, and I'm
They
like, you just don't
did.
do that. You don't leave
And
that
he
man
was
open.
so clutch every single time, right, that we had to go to
Absolutely.
him.
It
And
was, it
so
was like
that was the
slow
beauty.
motion.
It's
But
it's
hey, I mean, I guess if they had to like spread out the coverage and everything, and if that's what was that was because it's like, okay, well, how do you block this guy? He's so big,
Right.
he's so strong. How exactly do you block him?
Right.
And it's tough too, because like you would assume going into this season we've lost Tyreek Hill. Well, okay, the obvious thing is double coverage on Kelsey, because you don't
Yeah,
know how the other three, wide receivers on the field are going to synergize with Mahomes there. I think one of the bigger surprises for me, synergy wise, is how often Mahomes overthrew McCole Hardman. I think there were
Mm,
two opportunities, like within that first
hmm,
drive, where Nicole had a clear path to the end zone, and
right,
the ball was just overthrown by half a yard or a couple feet, whatever. That's something that gets fixed, in this week leading up to
right.
Thursday Night Football or
for
the week
sure.
after that. So I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore. Mahomes just has to make that small adjustment. Um,
Yeah. Well, and
I
you saw it several times. He took the fault for that. He's like, that was on me. That was on me.
right.
So,
Yeah.
and hopefully, that's the case. And McColl's not slow. He's fast.
No.
He's earned himself
Oh,
that
of course
nickname. He's
not.
fast. And
Yeah.
so maybe with just those
The
few
Jet.
adjustments and everything, Patrick will, come back a little bit from that, and McColl will be able to make his adjustments on his end and be like, okay, I can show up and show off now. Come on.
Absolutely. Now's the time. We need
Definitely.
some points in fantasy, McCole.
Is is he on your team there? Is it burning a little bit?
He's on one of them. I can't remember which one. Like, he's on the
Right.
different teams.
But we're not that podcast, Nicole and others, like we're not gonna hang you guys out to dry because you don't pull fantasy numbers for us. We're not those people.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
I
yeah,
mean, I did.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I
We'll see.
mean, Raw's off.
It's going
Oh
to
no, I'm
depend on
on
how close
16
Raw.
different leagues.
It's going to.
Depends on how close I am to the championship.
Right, right. Um.
But this is early, so
Oh,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Side note:
definitely.
did y'all happen to catch Amon Ross St. Brown's little post last week or something like that?
no. What do you
No.
say?
Oh, so it's pretty funny. Just kind of quick aside. Speaking of the fantasy thing, he posted a message that he received from someone on Instagram, and that person
Oh,
was like, "Congratulations, you've
Oh,
been
okay. Okay.
drafted
Yes,
to
I've
my."
seen this. Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been drafted to my team, and it's like you drop a pass, you run a mile. You drop like
oh
he
my
started
God.
quoting the Remember the
I remember the
Titans.
Titans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It was so
That is
yeah,
brilliant.
so funny.
I loved it. And
My
yeah,
he had a
God.
good laugh about it too, didn't he?
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Looking
Okay,
like
that's good.
good lighthearted trolling. Like,
Yeah,
that's always
see,
fun.
that's lighthearted. That I'm okay with that kind of trolling when it comes to
And you have
fantasy.
fun
It's
with
the
it, yeah.
ones who are like gonna hurt their families,
Yeah.
threatening their
Oh,
families and stuff.
psychopath.
I'm like, whoa, you got a problem.
Yeah, like, yo, chill. Yeah, exactly. Like, yo, it's a game.
Let's calm down, man. You'll be
Calm
all
down, man.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, too much.
But
1-888 bets off when the fun stops.
Right. Oh man,
Anyways, so
that's too funny. Yeah. I mean, any other takeaways from this game though, at all for you
uh
guys?
yeah, I want to real quick go through this. I mean, we've kind of talked about a lot of this already, but I'm gonna just drop this in the chat here and maybe we could go through this article from the Chiefs website.
I am ready.
where'd
And
you
yeah,
drop that?
Silence.
Okay, I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, where is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I haven't
We
dropped
good?
it yet. I haven't
Oh,
dropped it
yes.
yet.
Oh, okay.
He's still
I'm
looking
I was
for
like,
switching.
it.
I'm working on two different computers here, so I'm, I'm
okay.
reading it on
Oh
one,
man.
and then I'm
Wait,
like,
I'm like,
crap, I
is
gotta
it
pull it up on the other.
Adobe? Where is it?
Right. It's like, all right,
Not in the
silence.
right app. Where am I?
Twiddle my
Right,
thumbs
right,
a little
right.
bit. All
I've
right.
got I'll just drop it.
I know one of the most impressive things for me was definitely
Oh, whoa, what's
whoa.
happening? Sorry.
Technical difficulties left and right.
It?
Did you lose your headphones there? And I
I
think we
think
just lost them, period.
we
All
lost
right.
him. Well, Phil, you were still there, right?
I'm still here.
Oh,
He's
okay.
still there. He sounds like he's kind of in a submarine.
We're struggling. We're on the struggle bus here. One of the most impressive things for me was our pass defense, I feel. I know that
Hmm.
was like one of those things we had talked about like way early on. in what was it, like May probably, or April even,
Hmm.
where that was going to be some of our question marks because we had no sacks whatsoever last year,
No.
statistically, and that would frequently leave our secondary just with their like, hey, we need some help here, it's like we can't
Just
cover these
fill
guys
it out.
forever. Right.
Hmm.
And so to see us get defend 179 yards, passing yards, and knowing that the vast majority of
Yeah.
those passing yards definitely came towards the end of the game, I mean, it was so satisfying to see because they gave up 3 sacks. Arizona did, which I feel like already is just putting us on pace to blow out what we put last year.
Absolutely.
But it really helped us with our third down efficiency defensively too, because I think they only converted like a quarter or so of the defense or the third downs that they had, which is
Hmm.
just if your defense is able to pull that off, you're set, right? Like life is
Right.
good. So here we go. Let's pull this open from Raw.
Okay. Is he back on Raw?
I don't know. Is it gonna blow out
Mhm.
our eardrums when
No
he
worries.
speaks again?
I know.
You good,
I'm
Raw?
preparing
We
myself for
there?
that.
All right, 10 quick facts about Sunday's victory over Arizona. I'll just keep summarizing it until he starts,
Absolutely. And this
starts.
article, y'all, comes from Chiefs.com from Chiefs beat reporter or Chiefs reporter Matt McCullen. McMullen, I'm sorry. I cannot speak today. My goodness.
So
Whew.
we're all just hopping on that train. Yeah.
Oh,
So point number one, Mahomes nothing but brilliant. We've already talked about this. I mean, 5 touchdowns.
oh
Just
yes.
that's a banner day for anyone, and this is what his sixth time doing that, I think, in his career. So um,
Amazing.
watch out. Yeah, 360 yards. And his completions are also was a really great stat for me. 30 completions out of 39 attempts.
Right.
I mean, holy moly. When that's just absolutely insane numbers, and I love seeing that out there. So yeah, no surprise that this is point
Not at
number one,
all.
right?
Love
Um,
that. The numbers don't lie.
then the Field Yates tweet, if you didn't see this at all, was a really great thing I saw yesterday or whenever he tweeted this out. Um, Up until yesterday, 2018, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 2019, 3 TDs, zero, and then 2020, same thing. 2021, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions. He's built for opening day. It's just
He really
absolutely
is.
insane, yeah, what he's able to do out there. So hopefully this, continues on throughout the season. I can't think of any reason why it wouldn't. Teams are going to have
Hmm.
to learn how to scheme against Juju, against Nicole,
Sure.
against MVS, and then I mean you start throwing Sky Moore in there now, who had a couple
Hmm.
of good plays. I feel it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and switching the running back room,
Mm,
Isaiah Pacheco's in there. Jerick McKinnon had a few good runs there towards the end of the game, late in the game. So yeah, there's a lot of options. So I think it's going to take teams a little bit to kind of really get us figured out. So let's take advantage of that while we've got it. So
absolutely. Rod, did we hear you start to unmute a little bit there?
Loud and clear,
Loud and clear.
hey, hey, he's back, and he
and
didn't blow out our
non-robotic.
eardrums.
Not this time.
Point number two here.
You,
Sorry.
I was just saying, you would think sharing a link would like just be
Yeah,
catastrophic,
did it? It
catastrophic,
was
but
so. I laughed. Yeah,
I
see
guess
what you
that's
did there?
like you know that's good advice for at work when you get a sketchy, suspicious link. Don't click on it. Like it's one of
You're
those
like, well,
situations,
Causing you catastrophic
like the
failure
one
left and
time
right.
I did this.
right?
Yeah, so number two here is Travis Kelsey, just being Travis Kelsey. I don't know what else there is to really say
Hmm.
about this. You know, I what it's was it last year or the year before where he was close to being the NFL's leading receiver as a tight end? It was
Yeah.
last year, right?
Yeah, it
Hmm.
was last year. Yeah.
Do you think
Um,
there's a snowball chance in heck that he does that this year?
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Because
I
like,
think that that's always a very realistic possibility for him.
yeah, and I guess I'm the cynic, right? I guess I was like going into this. Were you guys thinking there would be any kind of drop off from Kelsey at all?
No, I did not. Did you?
Just a little bit. Just
Just a little?
I
Okay.
still believe in aging, even though it
Right.
seems to not be a thing for certain players.
Right.
But it's kind of getting older. But I guess he really hasn't lost a step. Like he's just getting better.
No.
He
And he
looked
looked
really
good,
good,
There were several games last year where he kind of got tweaked a little bit, but he looked really good. So there was
really
nothing there.
good.
Every time he came through and grabbed the ball and made a catch, and I was like, "Oh, there he is. There he is." He's so reliable. So
Absolutely.
Mama, there go
reliable.
that man.
Hmm. I'm like, I
Um,
see why everybody loves him. you know.
over what is this? I like this second paragraph here. He now has the third most 100-yard games among all players since 2016, with only Julio Jones and Devontae Adams ahead of him. And
Wow.
I mean, I don't think there's any reason why he won't be able to surpass those two, considering our wide receiver situation, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
He's going to be number one target for sure in these games, and I mean, for him to be what in third place now when it comes to 100-yard performances by tight ends after Gronk and Gonzalez, um, it's just going to be so much fun watching him this year. Although that being said, there were a couple of receivers who balled out, this past
There
weekend.
were. And then there were a couple who, oh, you're talking about, yeah, in general over the
In
whole weekend.
general, yeah,
We'll
throughout
get
the
to it
league.
in our team too in a little bit too. Yeah, for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah, there were quite a few, and I'm sure we'll talk about um, some in our own division here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of fun watching him. So it's just a shame my mom stole him so early in the draft. Just like, man, I really wanted him. Um, all right, so CH finding the end zone twice. I think the biggest surprise for me, oh, I just realized it scrolled off screen, is the fact that these came through throws. You know,
Yeah.
is good to see him playing that receiving back position.
I mean, that's what we got him for. It wasn't just the run. Like
Right.
we saw he could do that at LSU, so that's what we were expecting year one, and it just didn't
Didn't
really
happen
come. Yeah,
quite.
it just didn't happen.
Hmm.
And I and you can check the tapes. I wasn't super down on him, but a lot of the fans were. Like they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's a bust" and everything.
Well,
I
yeah,
didn't
because we
think.
passed up Jonathan Taylor, So that was
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
that was a huge, that was very reflective for a lot of people. Like, we passed up Jonathan Taylor for this.
Right.
So
He did, yeah, did not pan out that the way we wanted him to, but yeah, he looked
it looked
exactly
good.
like what we were trying to draft originally
What we
on
wanted, yeah.
Sunday. Yes, tenfold.
Yeah, yeah. What is this saying? 74 yards from scrimmage is just great from a running back, even if they are, mostly passing yards, which is fine. Um, and then yeah, Isaiah had, Pacheco, and then Jerick McKinnon
Good
both.
job, Billy.
Thank you, thank you. That's going to be the last time I get it right. Um,
It's impressive to me. I'm like, yeah, okay.
both of those guys, I thought they performed outstanding too. So
Hmm.
I'm always nervous when a team talks about being running back by committee, because to me that says they
Yeah.
don't have enough faith in their running backs to pull off what you need
Yeah.
a number one running back for. I hopefully I'll be eating those words. So
Say
Let's
that, but
hope
I
so.
mean, the you say that, but the Chiefs been kind of doing that for a while.
they
You know what I'm
have,
saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a while since we had like the guy. Even when I would say the last time that was really a thing was to me Jamal Charles, unless there was
Hmm.
somebody since. But even when we had like Kareem Hunt, we were still rotating guys out.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And what'll hopefully help us out a lot is just how our offensive line continues to develop. So hopefully that leads us to seeing better run plays, and maybe a default running back. But like you say, it's going to be committee, and hey, it seems to be working out so far.
Hmm.
far so good. Yep. Let's see what they keep doing with it.
Let's see, number 4 here. I thought this was a fun one. I remember it towards the end of the game. 9 different players catching a pass for the Chiefs in a
Yes.
full
Yeah.
game.
Yes, which is
Well, this,
exactly. I was gonna say it's exactly what Mahomes said he was gonna do. He told he,
yes.
Then he warned us. He said, "Fantasy owners, don't put too much stock in one guy. We're gonna be throwing it all
Right.
around the place," which is exactly what he did.
Well, and
Everyone
I
got a
love
piece.
this number because, too, the whole flack that the Chiefs received about Tyreek being traded out and
Yeah,
saying, "Oh, who's he going to throw the ball to?" Well, he can throw the ball to whoever he damn well pleases.
exactly. What was the stat? Does anyone remember the stat during the game? It was Tyreek Hill compared to the Chiefs in
It
that
was
day.
Miami's receivers compared to compared to one of ours. I felt yeah, it was Tyreek Hill compared to our receivers was the
Right,
stat, but I can't
right.
remember what it was. Yeah. Okay.
I'm see if I can pull it up. But yeah, I
Yep.
mean, we outdid them. We outdid them. So yeah, I mean, we're looking pretty good at the end coming out of that trade, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So everyone can eat their words. It it needed to be said that y'all underestimated us.
I know it makes me so happy to like all the people who were just freaking out on Twitter. Yeah, like, oh, the season's done. We got rid of Tyreek Hill for what? And it's like, nah, we're good.
We're
We're
good.
Life
We're
is
good.
good.
Take a breath. We're
I
good.
I think the most important stat though of these throws is of course the last one, Fortson with one catch for 1 yard, put into that
Yes.
Yes,
touchdown. Oh, that was such a fun play,
Yes. That
right?
was beautiful.
Oh
Hmm.
man,
our boy.
I love seeing that. It's good to see that. As much as I'm going to miss Blake Bell, all three of our tight ends that did play the game did seem to do pretty well. Noah Gray was a lot of fun to watch, I feel,
Yeah.
especially when he was involved in blocking. And then he made some moves when it came to the actual receiving part of it, even though he only had one catch. And then yeah, I mean, I think we all like Fortson, right? We've all talked about how much we like him in the
Yes.
past,
Oh,
so.
yes.
We love him.
All right,
We
let's
love him.
see. 33 first downs and average 7.4 yards per play.
Let's
I
I think
go.
that's amazing.
Let's go.
and
Amazing.
then if I here, hold on. Am I going to pull up the wrong thing? But let's see. Was it? Yeah. Okay, I lost it. I think our passing yards per play was somewhere around like 9. So to have it drop down to 7.4 is indicative of our struggles with the running game maybe, but 7.4 yards a play, you're going to win every game if you're pulling that off,
That's
right?
huge. Absolutely.
33
100%.
first downs, just I mean, yeah, what else is there to even say? Um,
Not much.
right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking about this just a little bit ago with the defense. 25% of third downs were converted to a first down. We held them on all the rest, which is
A
fantastic.
really impressive number.
Absolutely fantastic. Um,
See, they're not
sorry.
scrubs. They're not scrubs.
Right.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna eat my words, people. I never said that, but I was thinking it loudly.
um, Defensive end Carlos Dunlap recorded his first sack. I mean, I feel like this is
That was fun.
yeah,
Yes.
is enjoyable. So, what was the stat I saw? I think he had like something like 5 sacks against Kyler Murray across his career now. What does it say it in here? Maybe. It's just crazy. He knows how to get after Kyler Murray, which is always great to see. A defender able to get after those, small, scrappy quarterbacks. I feel,
Yeah.
especially after the struggles we had last year. Um, so that's a fun one.
Add him to
Yeah,
his.
and also Carlos's Instagram, he posted he was very proud. He was very proud of that sack,
We're
as he
proud
should
of
be.
him.
Oh
Absolutely.
yes.
Yep.
Justin Reed shows off versus. Oh, sorry, Fra.
Mm.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah, Justin Reed shows up that leg.
Shows off that versatility.
Yes.
He converted more of his kicks than McPherson of the
Did.
Bengals did,
Yes.
and I think that's just
Yes.
the best. So, freaking hilarious. Yeah, for him
Go
to come
Justin
through.
Reed.
Right.
Go Justin Reed. Proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Love it. So it just goes to show the value of soccer players around the world, for them to be able to come in and fill in for a place kicker.
There you go. There you go. He had to get it in
You
somehow.
had to throw it in there.
He
I
had to get it in
know.
somehow.
You had to. We're not mad about it. It's okay.
Yeah,
Nick Bolton, 10 tackles. I'm so glad that last year wasn't an anomaly for Bolton. Um,
Yes.
I'm always worried about that, especially with rookies.
Hmm.
And I mean, he didn't seem to have issue at all, did he?
Not at
no, he
all.
looked good. He
Def
looked good.
Definitely really made the middle of the field difficult play for the Cardinals, and so
And we
Yep.
like that. And we don't mind
we
that
love that.
whatsoever.
You love to see it.
Love to see it. And then last but not least, 8 straight seasons of an opening winner.
I love that. Eight straight, eighth straight season. Opening day wins.
Yeah,
That is a fun. That is fun.
since 2014, right?
Yeah, 2015, the 2015
2015.
season.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
Gotta love it.
Man, we're in an era right now. We're in the
we
era.
are.
This
We
Andy Reid
really
era. It's
are.
beautiful.
It's really fun. It's rare air. It's special.
Absolutely.
So anyone who has, all the complaints, just shut up and just enjoy it. We're happy.
Well,
Seriously.
enjoy the ride, because it won't be.
Oh,
These things don't
because
last long.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
time to leave that early 2000s Chiefs mentality to behind and recognize that we
Yeah.
might just be good, and it's okay
Yes.
to be good for a little bit. Because yeah, like Ross
Yeah.
said, the second Mahomes retires, we're back in
Oh
we're in
yeah.
trouble.
We're back to those days.
We're back in trouble. All right. Other games. What other games did you all watch this weekend?
I only watched
Mm,
one, and we'll get to it. Let's save that one for last. But
okay.
All right. All right. We'll save your
All right
mysterious
then.
game for last then.
oh,
All right.
you know what it is. I mean,
Do I? Is it the
yeah.
Steelers Bengals?
Oh,
No, it's
Dallas.
not. But
Okay.
let's start.
Because
Okay.
that's what
But
I want
Oh,
to
I,
start
Dallas.
with.
yeah, I was gonna say, let's go ahead
Yeah,
and start
let's
with
let's
that
go
though.
Bengals because
Absolutely.
we
What
both
the
were like, what trash garbage team did we lose to? What in the hell kind of universe did
exactly?
we walk into? What is this garbage
Exactly.
trash?
That game
Oh,
was proof that if we had any form of pass rush, we would have won the Super Bowl, I think, because not only, did the Bengals show how bad they were when it came to a little bit of pressure, the Rams were pretty terrible too against the
oh
Bills.
gosh, yeah.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, hindsight
It was very
2020, right?
frustrating to watch.
Right.
Very frustrating.
Now our last show was actually before the Bills Rams game. Did we want to talk about that a little bit?
I think we could. So to wrap up, yeah, Steelers, Bengals. Steelers defense looks threatening, though. A little worried about T.J. Watt's injury here. Hopefully, it's
Yes.
not too much of an issue. What if he tore his pec? He's
Hmm.
done for the season, pretty much. But he's getting a second opinion on it, I believe, in order to see if it's just like a strain or whatever. I think when you get to the point of, oh, well, I'm going to go seek a second opinion, you're more denying reality than you are really coming through and recognizing that, hey, maybe it's just time to focus on rehab and come back next year, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think the most impressive thing was the fact that game almost ended in a tie. That was just, I mean, the Steelers had that game, it seemed locked up going into the fourth, and then they just about blew it, it feels. So, while we were maybe worried, I don't know if you all were, but I definitely had a little bit of concern about, not just the Bengals, but the Steelers going into this season. AFC North always seems to be that, really gritty competitor who can take down anyone. After that
Hmm.
game, yeah, right.
Not anymore.
I'm
Not
napping.
anymore.
You say
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you were worried about the
He
Steelers?
was.
Like coming into this season, yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but they really haven't been that Steelers to me in the last couple of seasons. Like they snuck in the playoffs last year, right? Like,
They
but
always
Yeah.
find a way to, I feel like.
yeah. But it's like I do feel like the steam is running out over there, and Steelers steam. I'm sure that's like a thing over there, right? Like in their
In
industrial,
Pittsburgh.
right? Yeah,
Exactly. I get the reference. I get
that
it.
that was a horribly unintentional pun because I didn't nail it. But you
Oh,
guys
it's
understand what I
fine.
mean.
We get it. We get
But
it.
anyway, when they said that their quarterback was Trubisky, right? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I was like, no, they're out. I'm not. I don't. I have no faith in this thing.
Like I'm not entertaining this building.
No, no, no.
This is not for real.
Do you think
Yeah.
he'll stay the starting quarter after Sunday? Do you think he'll stay the starting quarterback for the whole season, or is that going to be
No.
competition?
Well, who's their
That's
backup?
definitely going to be competition. It has to be competition, Mitch. Come on.
Who's their
Let's see.
backup?
Who is here?
It
I'm looking
depends on
this up.
that.
I can't remember.
We don't even know.
Right? Yeah. Here we're shit talking and we don't even know if it's like might end up not being anyone. Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett. Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
Wait,
No.
Dropped the ball on that
it's
one,
Kenny
huh?
Pickett and Mason Rudolph is still over there,
Mason
right?
Rudolph's over there too. Yep.
So there you go.
You can see it. Who knows? So not too worried about them. Um,
No.
No.
yeah, what else? So the Buffalo Bills versus the LA Rams.
Yeah.
How did the Rams win the Super Bowl? I think the only answer is because they played the
Right.
Bengals. I mean,
Yes, I agree absolutely. Okay. And yeah, that a little bit baffling there. That again, very frustrating to watch.
I'm
Very
from a
frustrating.
fantasy perspective. Thank God Cooper Cup hasn't dropped off because I did draft him on my money
Hmm.
league. So glad to see he still balled out. It just seemed like the rest of the receivers for the Rams didn't know what day of the week it was at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was an off day.
yeah, it was rough. Um,
I
and
never thought
then
I'd say this, but they're missing Odell.
they are, aren't they?
He
And
was
and
there watching the game, wasn't he?
didn't he tweet out after too?
I think
Didn't he tweet out for
so.
Bills
the
Mafia,
Bills?
yeah, he was like
Yeah, he's
Bills
like Bills
Mafia.
Mafia. What up? I'm
Yeah.
like, boy, you don't sit your ass.
Oh man, too
Uh-huh,
funny.
right? Oh my God.
I think the Bills also must have heard me talking about the Jets maybe competing this year and decided to shut me the heck up. But
Mm.
um, I
They really they were strong. I just, the Bills were strong and it's like, ooh yeah, there's some great competition. We knew that this season, with especially with what all these different teams did, but we just kind of knew that this would be they were the real contenders, that it's going to be us and them, So they're going to give us
Yep,
a run for the money.
absolutely.
yep.
And my screen's cutting it off a little bit, so I'm moving it over. I think though it is important to look at Josh Allen's stats. He did throw two
Hmm.
interceptions, which
Right.
were bad mistakes. I feel from what I remember seeing of him, it didn't seem like it was just a really good defensive play. It was more of like he just flat out made an error.
Yeah.
Well, one of
Um,
Yeah.
them weren't on was the people are not
Off the
attributing to him.
right.
mm,
The first
Yeah,
one that he threw, I think.
yeah. That was more on the receiver.
on the receiver, that's fair, absolutely.
Hmm.
Um,
Which to which I tweeted out at INT is an INT still,
INT is an
so,
INT.
because I'm a hater. But realistically, it wasn't on him.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. The other one though, that was just a blatant error from what I'm remembering.
Yes.
Um, and then yeah, he only got sacked a couple of times, which is fine. But I always felt like the thing that people talk about with Josh Allen is his strength in his legs, and
Yeah.
I didn't really feel that this game. Even though
Hmm.
he was the team's leading rusher, it's not because he was rushing, really well. It's because the rest of his team wasn't. So, um, I mean, the Bills are going to be a threat for sure. Uh,
Say well.
I just,
He
I was,
had
I,
one hell of a stiff arm, didn't he?
oh yeah, that was funny to see. I
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
We knew we were just hoping they weren't going to be, but
Right.
I know.
little competition ain't gonna hurt.
No,
Nope. No.
someone
No,
has to give it to us, right?
exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
um, if we want to go make fun of my little call it, and my keep the receipts about the Jets.
Yeah. Go do
Yeah,
that.
do we want to
Good
talk
show.
about this 24-9 outcome and just oh my gosh.
The
I
Everything
Jets.
okay over there?
What was your receipt? Remind people.
Oh, thanks. That the Jets would that the Jets would win their division. Um, so
It is only
yeah,
game one,
I will say
so
yes. It's only game one, and Zach Wilson's not behind the center right now. So that's how I'm going to keep grasping at straws for a little bit longer here, until I
well,
just
we'll
formally
let you
give
do
up.
that.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I also
We'll entertain it for a little bit longer.
right, also banged on about how big I am into Brees Hall this year, and then he goes and
Oh, me too.
does
Yeah,
nothing this game.
Wait, yeah,
yeah.
Raw. Didn't you pick him and draft him in that one
I
league
drafted
of
him in
yours that?
I drafted him
Oh
in like
God,
three
all of them.
leagues. Yeah, I
Oh,
drafted
you're
him in like
bad.
it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But
Mm.
Michael Carter got me some points on the bench.
Okay, well, there you go.
That
Do bench
feels
points
good,
count? Do they? Okay.
right?
Yeah, I mean he was
Maybe you're in a
there.
different scoring league.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
so
mercy points.
right. So yeah, not a good day for the Jets. Not a good day for the Jets. Yeah, it's not much to say.
Yep.
And that's about all there is to say about that.
Yeah,
More importantly, though, Lamar Jackson, all right, he played well, but his quarterback rating was not that good. Right around that 70 mark.
right.
Um, so, be curious to
So
see how that team develops. Sorry.
I'm curious to see how they develop too. I was going to ask how do y'all feel about him turning down that contract? It was 250 million or something like that, 125 guaranteed.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. A lot
It's
of people were saying take the money.
no, well,
Of course they would.
I think that's part of the problem is like not enough of that money is guaranteed. Um,
Mm,
Right.
he's looking at that, Kyler Murray contract, that Deshaun Watson contract, that, these other massive guaranteed money contracts that have come out. And he's sitting there
yeah.
thinking, like, why would I take unguaranteed money? Especially when he's used as a running back who happens to throw the ball,
Yes.
versus, a quarterback. He's putting himself in more danger than somebody like Deshaun Watson is, or Murray is, or, anyone else. Um,
Right.
no, I hope he holds out. I hope he gets every penny of his contract guarantee because he deserves it.
Cool. Hong,
That's
you feel the
I
same
hope he
way?
makes his money. Yes, I hope he
That's
makes his
cool.
money. I like him. I like
I
him.
like Lamar too.
So,
I definitely like Lamar.
yeah.
Me, I was like, damn, that's a lot of money there, sir.
It
And
is, but like, I think though too, he knows his worth. He knows what he's done for that hit that
yes,
franchise. So,
but to play devil's advocate though on that, it's just the style that he plays is usually not one that has a lot of longevity. So I kind of see where the Ravens are at
hmm
with that too.
hmm
So
hmm
I see both sides of it. So, but yeah, hopefully he gets paid. Not for long. NFL.
Exactly.
We'll see what
Exactly.
happens. Ravens got the money.
They sure do.
So,
As do the Commanders, just throwing away marketing money anyway.
oh Jesus. Yeah. Let's talk about the. No, before we get to them,
Sorry.
we're gonna get to the
Oh
NFC.
Yeah,
man.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
But what else? I did want to talk real quick. Ravens or no Bears versus Niners. Battle of two
Ooh,
young quarterbacks. That looked like fun, man. Like that just looked like old
that wet
school.
game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That looked fun. But Bears
I
quarterback looking pretty good.
I love that Have you seen that like celebration photo after one of the touchdowns Fields
Really?
Of
scored?
him sliding.
Yeah, where there's just
Yeah.
yeah, slip and slide.
And they've done that in years previous. I can't remember. I think it was like 2018 or 2019 season where they had a really wet game too, and it was so fun looking.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like a good time. I completely ignored this game so I could watch the embarrassment that was the Bengals versus the Steelers, and I kind of wish I had
hmm
this game on instead.
Right.
But yeah, it's fun. Every highlight I saw from that game looked like would have been a great time to be there. Well, if you're a Bears fan, I
Absolutely.
suppose.
Yeah,
49ers
Yeah.
yeah.
fans are probably not having
I was
too
gonna
much fun.
say, my friends who are 49ers fan and posted pictures to their stories, they didn't look like they had too much fun.
So are they upset about the Jimmy G trade? Is it too early to call that?
I don't know that it's too early, but
I don't know. That group's in shambles, honestly. It's going to be so
yeah.
funny to see how it goes. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
it's like
no, sorry.
all that waiting for them just to do what they did, you know?
Right.
So it feels very strange.
Absolutely. Definitely made me happy I didn't draft Debo Samuel either, because I
Oh
know,
gosh, yes.
like that was one of those things that was really up there. So, I mean, well, the thing to always remember is this is week one, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's early. We know it's a
Right.
long season.
And
It's early.
it doesn't rain in San Francisco. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but I'm just guessing.
Well,
Han can correct me on that.
I was gonna say it is not in Southern California like the song says. So
So I was gonna say
I'm dating myself
somewhere
there.
California. Are you talking about California Dreaming?
Yeah,
That's a beautiful song. What do you mean?
I was gonna say.
I've
Well,
seen
but I'm
Stranger
aging
Things.
myself.
I've seen.
Okay.
Oh man.
That's not where I know it from, but thank you. Thank you very much.
Try to help. I try to help.
Trying to help out. You're doing great.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I think one of the more surprising games for me was that Commanders game, though. I know we started to
Hmm.
hint at it there, making fun of their
Yeah,
just absolutely atrocious marketing practices, but um,
they
I
won.
I did not
They
yeah, I did not expect this game to be as close to as it is and as high scoring as it was. And I say high scoring
Hmm.
in quotes there. I really
Yes.
thought this would have been a teens max type game.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Same.
I mean, Carson Wentz can ball, you know. He can play, it seems. He did pretty good. And the receiving looked really great too. Their defense is suspect, the Commanders, I feel. That'll probably
Yeah.
be what brings them down this year, from everything I saw about this game. And they're probably lucky they were playing the Jaguars, who I don't even know what to say about the Jaguars. Like they just need to get their life together. I think they curse themselves when they give Christian Kirk that contract. And
Probably so.
it just, yeah, ever since then the football gods had been like, we're not,
Like, way to go.
yeah.
You started a hot mess and you're gonna be cursed forever.
You morons.
I don't
So
know why they're never the Hard Knocks choice. I would love a Jaguars
I'd
Hard
love to
Knocks.
see a Jaguars on, yeah.
I feel like that's a no brainer. You know,
Right.
because as
Maybe
much
it'll
drama is
happen.
over there. Yeah. But did y'all? So I sent that earlier. In the meantime, along with the what was happening on the field, uh, Washington, maybe they're starting to get it right on the field, but they still can't get it right off the field. And this is minor. This is not a scandal or anything, but you can't. Okay, they're selling
Um,
mugs in the stadium with the state of Washington on it. Like, how did that pass quality
Who
assurance?
proved
Like,
that? Who
yeah,
proved
like
that?
how did that get how did that get into the gift shop? And
it's
I want to know
just,
who bought one.
I wish I was there so I could have bought one. I mean,
Yeah, I would have
Right?
too.
Because you do, yeah.
I would have absolutely, yeah, it's just freaking hilarious. So that's also because up until like the age of 12, I thought they were in Washington State, so that didn't
Okay,
help
but you
Right.
just
much.
said it. Up until the age of 12, you
Up
weren't
until the
working for
age
the
of 12.
marketing and PR department
Oh my
of a
gosh.
national football franchise.
Man, I mean,
Exactly.
like you said in our chat, why are they not just paying us to do this? We
Exactly.
Seriously.
can-
Like, why aren't they going to like Fiverr or somebody on Etsy to make this stuff for them if
Oh
they're
my
gonna mess up
gosh.
this? Oh gosh.
They got to go to Fiverr with it. Like it's that
Right.
bad. They got to go to Fiverr or
Oh
Etsy.
man.
Wow. Yeah. But I thought that was it's just hilarious. Just they just off the field, it's always something. So yeah, that was another
Always.
Always something
good
new.
little good little laugh. That'd be like like what you were saying, people thinking about it actually being in Washington. I'm sure now there's people who actually think that, like they think Kansas City's in Kansas, but this is to me is a lot worse because they're
Yeah.
on opposite sides of the
Right, then
country.
becomes the
So
country, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
at least Kansas touches Missouri, and we
right,
get that and we understand that, but wow.
yeah,
Yeah, this
but
is a
Freaking
whole nother
hilarious.
level.
stay classy, Commanders. But yeah. What other games? What other games? The Giants won. The Giants won. I was surprised by
They
that.
Did
did.
not see
Yeah,
that one coming from a million miles away. I mean,
yeah,
to be playing against the Tennessee Titans
yes,
Yeah.
and to pull
Talk
out a
about another rainy
W.
game.
yeah.
Hmm.
Derrick Henry ain't do shit for me, man.
Well, and
I mean, not enough. At least he scored, but not enough.
is Barkley back? Like, is this the return? Is he gonna, you know, perform like he
Thanks.
did during his breakout season, or was this just an
Mm,
anomaly?
I,
I'm
I
hopeful.
think we need another game. I
Need,
think we
Yeah,
all can be hopeful because it is Saquon, but
I
we
mean,
kind of gotta wait.
put up 164 yards. He put up almost as many yards running as Kyler Murray did passing. Like,
yeah,
Tyler.
it's just madness. Um,
absolutely.
and then I mean, fair play to Daniel Jones too, though, because
He looked good.
he definitely had a game. So the only thing I'm really annoyed about is just their complete lack of allowing what's his last name, Tooney, to really participate in the game, because I definitely drafted him to a couple fantasy teams, so that hurt me a little bit.
Yeah.
To a couple, he says. A
Wait, did I
couple.
draft him in our regular? Yeah, I can't remember if I drafted him in our league, but oh boy. So I mean, no, that's just going to be me complaining for complaining's sake.
Absolutely.
I definitely
Well,
don't do that
well,
enough. What?
yep.
How about? Do we talk about the last revenge game though? That the
Oh yes, of
Browns versus
course.
the
Oh my
Panthers.
gosh. What an amazing weekend of football this was. I totally forgot about
Yeah.
that. I totally forgot about it. And we thought and that was such a great game because Baker actually did look good for a little bit of it, and then they still
Oh man.
lost.
Well,
And they still lost. But it
I
came down to the wire.
Yeah, it did.
I had written the Panthers off because they, just like the Cardinals, they only got 7 points in the first three quarters, and then yeah,
Mhm.
like you said, Baker balled, towards the end of the game. And what
Yeah.
was it? A missed field goal that yeah
Yep.
blew it there. So I
Yep.
going to continue my petition to get rid of kickers out of football. So feel free to sign up on my Twitter for
No,
that.
I'm not with this. It's exciting.
It's exciting until
But
your team
then,
loses
but then,
26-24.
Billy, you lose your soccer argument for the players who. So I
Exactly.
mean, come on.
Exactly.
So you're right. All right, all right. I'll keep it just for
Okay,
that.
okay.
I'll give up
All
all of
right,
my
all right.
hopes and dreams here and
I'm just reminding you.
um yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping the Panthers would win. But hey, it is what it is, right? So
That is what it is.
Nick
It
Chubb
is week one.
having a fantastic game. Surprised he didn't make it into the end zone at any point in time. But can't get mad at
Mhm.
141 yards.
Not at all.
Yep. A couple more games. Let's go ahead and move on to the prime time. I don't think there's any other game that was of note before we get
Oh,
because I want to talk about our conference rivals
I
like last.
I actually have one before we talk about prime time, because I
Okay.
think a lot of people are going to forget about this. Vikings Packers.
Oh
Yes.
my
Oh
God.
yes.
What
Yes.
happened? What happened?
Rogers looked bad.
I
Rogers-
about
What?
fell on the floor laughing so hard
Jefferson
at
looked
the
good.
result of
Cousins
this.
looked good. Yeah.
Cook looked good. Cousins looked, yeah. I mean, Jefferson, like what
Jeff
he,
just looked so
what
good.
was his final stats here? Is 184 yards and two touchdowns. So what I need to do first and foremost is just quickly swap over to the Fantasy Football League here, and thank one of our co-hosts for being the second pick in the draft
Mm,
and taking Cooper Cup, so then I could then
yeah.
draft Justin
Take
Jefferson.
Jefferson, who has been saving your butt.
Saving my butt, I
Hmm.
beat you by 40 points.
I know, I
It wasn't
know.
close. It wasn't close.
It wasn't close at all.
I mean, it was, on Thursday.
It was close on Thursday. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, but then like as the games progressed yesterday, I was like, damn it, oh my God, this is awful.
I was like,
Yeah,
at least you didn't
but
lose. At least your fantasy team didn't lose to a real team. That's still where I'm at with that.
there you
Like
go.
literally lost to the Chiefs in fantasy.
Oh man.
Well, I made the mistake, right, of picking up Cam Akers, who, oof, oof,
Goose
No.
egged, didn't he?
Ooh,
Pretty, yeah,
yeah.
didn't
yeah,
put anything
complete
down.
goose egg, complete goose egg. Twitter
Yeah.
was trolling him so bad, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for letting me have Jefferson there. So I could.
Oh, you're welcome. And then, of course, I went against my gut and didn't have. I benched Kareem Hunt, thinking that,
Yeah,
yeah,
he ain't
Same,
gonna do anything.
same.
right. So
Uh,
there's
Wow.
23 points on the bench there.
I benched Kareem Hunt for Brees Hall in one of
Hmm.
my
How'd that
leagues.
go?
Not well, not
Yeah.
well.
Oh, that's too funny.
Feel the pain. Feel the pain.
Yeah,
That's the love hate with fantasy, right?
right. But yeah, that was a fun game. Fun, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
do you think this speaks doom to the Packers season at all, or is this just a
Yes.
random one-off? Okay, I like that. All right,
I'm gonna say
I'll take
yes
that.
too. I'm gonna say
Okay.
yes too. They've been kind of falling apart for a while, and it's
Right.
like now it's like the
And
wheels really are coming
he
off.
just gets more and more bizarre.
Well,
Yeah, he does.
and you know what's funny is to me like, and maybe it's just because we live in the little Chiefs bubble, right? It felt like we received way more flack for trading Hill than the Packers did for losing Adams.
Right?
It seemed like people just like,
Agree.
oh, well, it's Aaron Rodgers. It'll be fine. It doesn't matter who he's throwing to. It'll be fine. Um, yeah, he got 195 yards, one interception, no touchdowns, and he got sacked 4 times. So maybe,
And he threw a tantrum on the sidelines.
yeah, well,
Um,
is his horseworm medicine really just working on him there, I think.
Yeah, see, exactly.
yeah.
uh, so
It's like
I,
when you have. I
oh,
was gonna say it's like when you have a car. When you get that oil change light, and you're like, oh, I can keep
no,
going,
you can
and
do
it's
it,
like
yeah.
oil change required. Eventually, that car's gonna start acting up, and I think it's what's happening with the Packers right now. It's just like, dude, y'all needed to make some changes a while ago, and
Hmm.
all
Exactly. And
those,
it's catching up to them.
yeah,
They just, yeah, they neglected the issues that Aaron Rodgers could plaster over to some extent, and
Yeah,
now they're coming into a season with what turns out to be a terrible offensive line and no real good receivers. So
yeah,
exactly.
time will tell. But yeah, if it's the death of Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to be
not a
complaining
good
about
start.
it. All
Not a
right, so
good
prime
start.
time, prime time. Well,
How,
I
how about
suppose.
them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Poor Dak. Oh
Poor
my
Dak.
God.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I am devastated for him. I really am because
Yep.
he is such a good dude. He's such a great leader, and he just had like a rough last couple of years, and so definitely wishing him a speedy recovery first and foremost. But as far as the franchise,
That laugh. Oh my
Oh
God.
man. All right, clip it and ship it, boys. We're keeping that one. And
Right? Yes, please. Yeah, that I need that as a soundbite. Thank you.
and to be fair, I didn't think that was going to happen. I was rooting for the Cowboys against Tampa Bay, but it is kind of like, man, it's like it really is Stephen A. in the back of my mind. What can go wrong will go like that. Really was echoing in my mind watching that
Hmm.
game. I was like, damn, man, like it just did not look good.
I felt like they spent more time talking about Ezekiel Elliott's visor than anything else. Like, okay.
They looked like what I thought the Washington Redskins were going. The sorry, Commanders. Gonna
Ooh,
look.
yeah,
I'm so,
please
ooh, so hot.
I'm
show
so
some
sorry.
respect to the state of Washington, Raw.
I'm so
Yes, please. And to the marketing department. Come on.
oh my god, I'm done.
You're done. Fired.
And I'm
The
out.
state of Washington.
Oh
And he's so quick
man.
on his feet, isn't he?
Oh God. Yeah. I
Oh.
mean, this is just. I thought I can't remember who I said what I thought was going to win. I can't even remember who I picked in the pick 'em.
Well, let's go to keep
Um,
the receipts, shall
I
we?
don't think I put it in there. You're gonna have to
Oh,
watch the VOD and let us know. I only put in there Chief scores, I think. So
okay.
yeah, sorry about it.
No
I'm just gonna
worries.
hide it. No, I'm just gonna hide and pretend like
Yeah,
I picked the right thing here. I really thought like this game would be close and be a shootout, and it was anything but. Like I was starting to get worried about Tom Brady even, and like the performance they were putting out as a team.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I
oh,
agree with you. I thought it was going to be a shootout, but I will say the defenses. I think they did come to play. Like Chandler Parsons, he looks great. Um, yeah, and their D. Now I think the Cowboys. Now the Buccaneers defense. I mean, they look good, but it was more the Cowboys making mistakes. more so than their
Right.
defense.
Hmm.
But I do think that the Cowboys defense, like they look pretty good to me, I thought, for the most part.
Yeah.
And I'll hold on to that. It is still early. It is week one. You know, a lot of things get figured out. So maybe it's just, maybe we'll see a different team next week.
Right.
Well, we will because no Dak for a couple
Yeah.
weeks.
No,
Which
I think no Dak. I mean, I think their playoff hopes are gone because now they're going to have to rely
Hmm.
on Zeke, and Zeke's not the same Zeke. Like as far as
No.
their offense is going to look completely different next week, and they have no receivers. Like it's not good. I
if I
don't think.
if I remember correctly, Rush had to play a few games. What was it, last season or the season before? And he had some flashes of decent performance, I feel. Nothing though, compared to like Dak and when Dak's healthy, but it's gonna be strange. Well, I guess it's not that strange because Dak gets hurt all the time and Cooper Rush has to go out there and play, but
Oh,
um,
Yep.
that's kind of like the new theme, it seems like, right? Oh.
right, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
he got paid,
he
like
got
he still
paid.
gets paid, thankfully.
He got
He
his
got
bag.
paid. He got paid, but I think he wants to play. Like I do feel bad for
Hmm.
Dak. I
Yeah,
really
I
do.
feel like he has unfinished business. Like he still feels like he's
Absolutely.
got a lot of people to shut up.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think his team's done him a disservice. Like I have said this. I said last week. Like they're not that great of a team on paper. It's just that star on the helmet. People think they're better than they
yeah,
are. I think that's an average player, but I think in a better system, he would look a lot better.
It's just
yeah.
Chiefs fans refuse to leave the early 2000s. Cowboy fans refuse to leave the 90s, and that's
Mm.
just
Sure.
so annoying.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
yeah.
I
So
refuse to leave the '90s too.
last time I was happy, um,
Oh my God.
Didn't have to pay bills. Like, it
didn't
was
have to pay
great.
bills. It was awesome. Life was
Oh
great.
man.
All
Oh,
right.
this is funny.
Do we? Have you guys? And I know like the game's going on right now, so maybe not. But have you been paying attention at all to the Broncos Seahawks?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
I
Fill
have.
me in, somebody.
Well, Seahawks are winning right now, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's tied, or
Just
it's Broncos 16,
shocking.
Seahawks 17.
Yep.
Yeah,
Broncos have the ball right now. 4 minutes left in the game, so who knows where
How
this
are
is
the
gonna go.
QBs doing?
Uh, Honestly, Geno Smith, what the hell? I mean, he 195 yards, 23 of 28 passes, and two touchdowns. Like he's. I thought this was going to be a blowout. I thought the Broncos were just going to walk in there and have their way with the Seahawks, because of zero faith in Geno Smith. But I mean,
Right.
hey, uh, seems to be going good for him. So um, can't be too mad about it. Russell Wilson, he's a little bit worse on his completion to attempts, 24 of 35, 300 yards though, so almost 100 more
yes.
yards than Geno Smith on about the same amount of completed passes. Only one
Hmm.
touchdown though, so I'm sure a lot of those drops are going to be things they'll be reviewing in practice. I think the big thing that's speaking to me right now is the receiving, though, overall. Coming into this season, I wouldn't hear anyone from the Denver Broncos fan base shut up about Cortland Sutton at all. I feel
Nope.
everyone's just talking about like he's going to come in, he's going to be best receiver in the league, all this kind of stuff. And Jared Judy's showing him up right now.
He is. He looks
Yeah,
good.
which it's great to see that. So 100 yards on Judy compared to 72 on Sutton. So neither of them are honestly doing bad. Um, and definitely outrunning most of the Seattle receivers, which I think the funny thing for me is the fact that DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are third and fourth right now in receiving yards on the Seahawks.
Yeah, I was actually looking at this. Like stat wise, the Broncos do look better. It's actually surprising that the Seahawks are up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let
yeah,
me
it's
tell you,
interesting.
the parlays I bet on are not going to pay out looking at this game, that's for sure.
Oh,
Not
probably
very
not.
strongly.
I was just like, man. So, um, Yeah. I saw you, Ra. You said you wanted to talk about our divisional rivals. Is that what we want to end on?
Yeah, well, this is one of them, right? Like, so the Broncos coming in. I mean, their stat. I mean, their stats in this game: 401 total yards, 305 passing yards, only 96 rushing yards, 7.3 yards per play. I mean, it looks good-ish. Like they look okay, I guess. I don't really see them as a threat, but maybe I don't know. Styles make fights type situation. I don't know how you feel about them.
Well,
Say again, I couldn't hear. I'm sorry.
Oh, did I cut out?
no, no, you were fine.
No,
Um,
okay, so maybe it's just
yeah, it's
me.
just you. Selective
Gotcha,
hearing
gotcha.
over there.
Yeah.
No, he was asking you how you feel about the Broncos.
Oh, I'm conflicted. I just because they are one of our AFC West challengers, right? I mean, they're one of our contenders. Um, but I've never felt especially in the past several years, I've never felt threatened. I don't want to sound cocky like that, but I've never felt threatened before. Even though they are a rival for us, so to us. But now, like with the change up of like Russell Wilson is there, he's gonna try to ball as much as possible. I feel like there's a little bit more to watch for now, but I'm still not worried about them. Um, well, and they've got quite a list of injuries too at their receivers and running backs. So I don't know. I don't feel work. Like I'm not watching them closely, I guess I should say.
Well, and you're absolutely right to not have felt threatened by them from the past few years, because the last time they even beat us
Mm-hmm.
was 2015. Um,
Yeah.
we're closing in on a decade. What was like all the things that have been invented since then? TikTok didn't exist, in
Yes.
2015.
Stranger
Why can't
Stranger
Things.
why
Things hadn't
did
come out,
that's a second Stranger Things reference. I know.
Another, yeah, we have to bring it back in.
You keep
Yep.
bringing it. Um, No, and I think the thing that's shocking for me about this game so far is my expectations for the Broncos defense was much higher than what the stats are now saying. To have Geno Smith come in and put 200 yards and two touchdowns on you, all right, now just
Mm-hmm.
let's just wait for Mahomes to walk in against your
Oh
defense.
yeah, you make
Like,
a
Do you
very good
know
point there.
Drew Lock
Yep.
could have done better?
No, 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 no. We're not doing this.
Rob's about to go try out for the Seahawks, take Geno Smith's place.
Do it. Oh my God.
Um, no, like yesterday, if you had asked me, I genuinely would have believed that Geno Smith would have done so bad that he would have been benched at some point in this game. Because that's how little faith I do have in him as a football player. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
I'm eating those words now, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's a journeyman. And did he? Was it him that had? No, never mind. I'm thinking of Bridgewater. Never mind. I
Hmm.
discard that. But Gino, Gino's been in the league for a while. But yeah, no. If you're right. If he's scoring on him like this, ooh, we gonna feast.
Yeah. Oh
Now
yeah.
it's still a rivalry game. They get weird, but
Oh yeah.
like you said, there was no Stranger Things. TikTok, Captain America: Civil War just came out.
My lord.
Never mind. I ain't gonna say that one. But
Oh man.
um,
It's
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely I'm gonna catch the end of this game once we sign off here, I think. I'm excited
Yeah.
to see what happens. Man, it's gonna be a close one. It's a nail biter, and that makes me excited.
Some good games this week, like some exciting games. Like,
It has not been a disappointing week one
yeah,
whatsoever.
even our next rivals, the Chargers, Raiders. I was very upset that they shut our game off for that game. However, that was an interesting game, and Devontae Adams is that dude. He didn't need Aaron Rodgers throwing
He
the ball
really
to him.
is.
He got he,
Exactly.
he got downgraded, and he's still balling. So yeah, I
Hmm.
was impressed by that. I was impressed by that.
But I don't
Chargers?
know that I'm impressed enough to be like, oh, he's the number one player in the NFL.
No, no, I didn't say
Somebody,
that.
there was
Did I
somewhere
say
ranked him really,
that?
really, 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 really,
Oh,
really high.
okay. I
And
was
just you saying that reminded me of it.
gotcha. I was like, no, let
Hmm.
me be clear. No,
You're
that
like,
that
those are
that
not
did
my words,
that did
Holmes.
not come out of my yeah. I just say you look
I heard
good. I
that. I
ain't.
swear, I heard that with my hearing tonight.
Right, right, right.
Mm.
Oh, that's too funny.
But yeah,
I didn't see a
go
single
ahead.
second of this game, so I'd have to defer to you all on this.
Did they not change it for you?
No, no, of course not.
Bullshit.
Thank God.
Is that how it
Um,
works in
So you got
local?
stuck. You had to watch the end of the Chargers Raiders while everybody else was finishing up Chiefs and
Oh,
watching
they
Chad
didn't change it for
Henne and
you?
not out here either. Yeah.
Wow. Yes. No, they cut the game out. I think we were like 38-13 or something like that, and they cut the game out and switched to the
Oh,
Chargers
CBS,
Raiders.
Texas. Thank
And
you.
yeah, and I was like, yo, what the heck? I wanted them to sit in this L and take it. Like, we don't need to watch it. So at least y'all got to watch the rest. That's cool. Yeah, no, I was very
Yes,
upset.
thank goodness.
I was yelling at the TV. But I might have said some things online, so please discreet.
Oh, okay.
And they
But
were funny
yeah.
too. They were funny
I know
what you
we're
were
gonna
saying.
try
I
to wrap
liked
up
it.
soon. I know we're gonna try to wrap up soon and everything, but like we have a short week going into game two against the
Yes.
Chargers, Thursday night football. It's on
Yes.
Prime, Amazon Prime.
Yes, it is.
Any little thoughts?
The Chargers look like they're gonna, they seem to give us fits, and I expect some more of that. I really do, but I do think we're still the better team. So if we want to go ahead are we going ahead and doing predictions?
We can, absolutely.
I mean, I'm going Chiefs. I mean, I'm going
Chiefs.
Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs. Let's go 30-21. I don't know. That's a weird score,
Give me
but
1 second here. So we're doing. Oh God, no! Learn how to type. Holy moly! Come on. All right. So this is what Chiefs v Chargers. Rod, you said what? 30-21.
I'm gonna say 38-21.
38 to 21. That is
Yeah.
a bold score. I love it.
Or kick their ass.
8-21. I like it. Wait, what was the final score when Chargers Raiders?
24-19.
24-19, but it was a very close game up until very end.
Well, they let them come back quite a ways. They were leading by quite a bit,
Yes,
and then they let them come way back. I was surprised
yes.
that they allowed that. Anyway,
I was first forced to watch it, but shout out to Kevin Harlan.
love
I
him.
love it.
All right, Billy, what's your score prediction?
Oh, that's a very great question. I'm not prepared for this.
Me either.
Right,
That's why I'm
right.
asking you next.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go. Let's say a little 44-24. You know,
Yes.
let's just really go ham on this. I went
We are going like, wow.
I went
Destruction.
super
Okay.
low. I went super low against the Cardinals, and
You
Patrick Mahomes
did.
reminded me why that was a bad choice. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, just say, all right, let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go 38-24.
38-24. All right. I just really can't wait for this game to be like 9-6, and we're all just bored
my
out of
God.
our minds
I know.
watching people kick
Jesus.
field
Right?
goals all day long.
Part of me is like, we just came off a really high scoring game. Watch, we're gonna do like nothing. I should really go lower, just like I should have played Kareem Hunt, just like I should not play Matthew Stafford, should have gone with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Beach
my
Dogs are going to have a low-scoring
Oh.
game this week, and Bra's
My-
going to be complaining about it on Twitter.
God, yes. I would be very upset.
Oh, it's too funny.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, week one.
The
Crazy,
bag.
crazy.
We're done. with
The
week
endorphin
one.
hit was the
Cannot
endorphin hit was
believe it.
real. The endorphin hit was real. I was so happy the football was back.
I was very happy too. I just wish my weekend was like not as crazy as it was, so that I could have like. Usually I sit and watch football all day, but I couldn't sit
Oh,
and
and-
watch football all day.
And the funny thing is, I had the exact opposite. Usually I don't. Usually I watch the Chiefs, and then I'll watch some highlights. I watched
Mhm.
all Thursday night. I watched all of that Bengals Steelers game up until they cut away from it for the Chiefs game. I watched all of the Chiefs game, and then the vast majority of Sunday night football. I don't know. I was grinding it, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I don't think I
Mhm.
realized just how much I missed it, strangely.
Yeah.
So it's definitely good to get back in the saddle with that.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. No complaints. No complaints.
None whatsoever. All
Well,
right.
people, it's been a longer show than usual, which I to be expected. To be expected with the first week back. There was a lot to talk about.
We kind of did a post game wrap up and then just our score predictions and then a little bit around the NFL with other games. So it was fun.
Yeah,
It was fun.
absolutely.
But
Absolutely. But go ahead, Bill.
oh no, I just had a hiccup, honestly.
Oh, okay. Well,
I thought I muted in time, so
Well,
that's a whoopsies.
no, you did not.
All
no.
That's
right.
okay.
Well, do you want to let them know where to find them while you're over there hiccuping?
No, I'm over here doing
Yes,
this.
please.
Yeah. So Twitter probably best place to find me at Chef Doobles. Usually I talk a little more smack during the games, and this one I didn't have anything to say. I was so happy with everything going on. So
False
uh,
advertising.
instead tune in when I'm watching a game where I'm getting mad about kickers because I'll definitely tweet about that. That's for sure. So at Chef Doobles, also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Chef Doobles, working on getting all of that back up and running. And what about you, Hung?
Awesome. All right, y'all. I am on every single platform that you can think of. So you can find me by my first and last name, Hong Forrest, HUONGFOREST. I would say that Twitter and Instagram are probably your best bet, however. So come along for the inspiration, stay for the light, the passion, the mom life, and of course, the football.
Same.
And Raw, how about you?
She said every single platform, so that's Friendster and Tumblr and MySpace
Yes!
and
I was on all of those, y'all. I
Oh,
was.
Zynga. Did you all have a Zynga? Because
Yeah.
I just
Zynga.
that's
That's
Blogspot, all the things.
if anyone finds my
back.
Zynga, I'll lose my career, I think.
Oh
So
my goodness.
Oh my God, I'm digging.
just,
Back back in the Teo imaginary girlfriend days.
that
That's amazing.
that was the peak middle school angsty Billy time frame, that's for sure.
Oh,
Oh
we
my
have to
gosh.
find it now. We have to find
Now
this.
we have to. We don't have a choice. We don't have
Absolutely.
a choice.
Absolutely. But yeah, people, y'all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Almighty Ra. Please find our show at State of the Kingdom. So SOT Kingdom KC on Twitter. And you can find our show on YouTube now.
Which
Woo woo.
yeah, so you would have to search for us on YouTube at this point in time with State of the Kingdom. Unfortunately, until we have, I think it's something like 20 subscribers on our channel, we can't even get a custom link. So
Not yet.
go
That's
subscribe.
fine.
Go
So
subscribe.
Fine.
sub, y'all.
We're not the Kingdom Hearts one.
Not the
We're the
Kingdom
Chiefs
Hearts
one.
one.
Chiefs one. If you see Goofy, then you went to the wrong channel.
Oh my gosh.
You say goofy, but I just hear Patrick Mahomes' voice then, and I'm just like, man, they're really gonna get confused.
Oh my God.
All right, sorry, had to
But
just throw that
yeah.
one out there.
But yeah, another great week. And y'all, we got football coming right back up in a couple days. So yeah, let's have some
I'm here
fun.
for it.
Absolutely. Everybody have a good night. We'll see y'all next week and go Chiefs.
All right, go
Go
Chiefs.
Chiefs.